All right, so first off, this is not a video for anyone under 18. I am sorry if that applies to you, please leave. So Apple is banning not safe for work Discord servers, or rather, Discord is disabling access to those servers in their iOS app and age gating it on other platforms. And this pisses me off. It's very likely that Apple threatened to take Discord out of the App Store. They've done this before, years ago with Telegram and probably more recently with Tumblr. If you've watched my other videos, then you might know that one of the first rules that Apple set about the App Store was that there would be no porn in the App Store. And they put the word porn up alongside a bunch of other words representing reprehensible content, trying to tie these two things together. And defenders of these moves and Apple themselves claim that this is because of children. And look, I'm not saying that an age gate is terrible. I actually think it's the right thing to do. You should not allow children to see that content. But what Apple and what Discord are doing here are blocking grown adults from seeing not safe for work content. This age gate only exists on other platforms like the web, desktop, and Android. What frustrates me is that Apple hasn't pulled this same move on Twitter or Reddit. Probably because they don't think that they can. They can't have an app store without Twitter or Reddit. Twitter and Reddit are full of not safe for work material. And, people know that. This is common knowledge. Though with this move against Discord, and I think back in 2018 with Tumblr, they felt that these players were small enough that they could get away with this kind of thing. And the reason that I'm so pissed off about this is because between Apple being puritanical and morally responsible and Sesta Fosta, we have seen the internet become more puritanical over the last 5 or 6 years. And what happens when the internet cracks down on sex is that the first people that are affected are queer people and sex workers and kink communities. This move will kill businesses, and it will remove income from content creators. We saw Patreon stumble in similar ways and limit the kind of content that you can sell on Patreon. Again, this was all in the name of protecting kids. And look, you might be saying, Matt, but you said the Parler ban was a good decision. And you're right, I did. And I talked about this exact scenario in that video. Because I do think that Apple has the right, both legally and ideologically, to make this decision. The problem is there's nowhere else to get iOS apps. It's only the App Store. There's no other store. Sideloading is not an option. And this is unlike their other platform, macOS, where you can run whatever you want and where the web is a first-class citizen on the platform. You could go to web apps like Parler did, but you can't run a messaging service from a web app. When Telegram had the same thing happen to them, they pointed people to their web app for folks that needed to access Telegram channels that had not safe for work content. But it's just not the same experience. And one of the reasons it's not the same experience is because Apple has made it that way. They don't support the kinds of things that would make progressive web apps more viable on their platform. When I'm using my Mac, I can open up Safari even and do anything that I need to on the internet. In fact, I can get Discord notifications and use Discord only in the web browser, even on the built-in web browser. That's simply not an option on iOS. And over on Android, even though the Play Store itself does not allow porn, I can still get a Pornhub app on my Android phone if I'd like. I can just download it straight from them and install it. That's not an option on iOS. To me, this is more fuel on the antitrust fire. But Matt, why can't you just switch to Android? You were just talking about Android. It can't be an antitrust issue if another smartphone platform has this availability. Well, number one, when you're talking about antitrust issues, you do not have to define the market that you're talking about as the broadest market. In this case, I'm defining the market as the market for iOS app distribution. And that's very similar to what David Cicilline, chair of the House Antitrust Committee, defines it as well. And number two, because I don't want to. Because it's more disruption to my life than it's worth. And in my life, between iMessage, Universal Clipboard, where I copy paste between iPhone and Mac, iCloud Drive, it's just not worth it for me. It is very hard for me to move between an iPhone and an Android phone in a day-to-day way. We saw some emails come out about how Apple knows that if they were to develop iMessage for Android, it would cause more people to switch because that is one less switching cost. Now, I don't personally think that Apple should be required to build iMessage for Android for antitrust reasons. I'm just saying that they know that that is a switching cost for a lot of people. iMessage lock-in is just one of many switching costs for US-based users that are affected by Apple's shitty App Store policies. Honestly, if you saw this news before you saw this video, you probably knew I was gonna make a video about it, because it's things I care about. It is antitrust and making sure that queer communities have spaces to exist online, however they want to be. Anyway, like this video so that more people see it, and subscribe if you want to hear thoughtful takes on tech and gaming news. I'll see y'all next time.